You know, to most people, Hanukkah means two things. Presents, yes, obviously, but more importantly, latkes. To make fresh, great latkes, you gotta peel some potatoes. You wanna get the peels off because you want that nice, beautiful golden color. If you leave the peels on, your latkes will be fine, but they're gonna get a little bit dark. This is a classic latke, so I've got russet potatoes, which have the perfect starch content for a nice crispy latke. What I have here is some cheesecloth you can pretty much get from any grocery store, right? And I've placed that over a bowl, and I'm gonna grate these right into the cheesecloth. Now, I like to hold the potato lengthwise and go along the grater so I get nice long shreds, because I want the latke to have those lacy, super crispy edges. I mean, that's the best part about a latke, right? You get really crunchy on the outside, and it's a little bit soft and fluffy on the inside. Now is the very important moisture removal portion of the latke making. Initially, I'm gonna just take these by the handful and give them a little squeeze. Now that was our initial drying of the potato, but now what we're gonna do is employ some salt. The salt is actually gonna help pull out even more water. So I'm gonna take 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, and I'm gonna toss this through. The flavors for a latke are pretty simple, so you get a lot of the flavor from the plain old onion. So what I'm gonna do is just take the peel off this onion, and we're actually gonna grate the onion and create like onion juice. I love latkes so much. We have potato, we have onion, and now we start to squeeze. For the final squeeze, I'm gonna be using some leverage. So I'm gonna gather the cheesecloth all around this wooden spoon here. So I have the onions and the potatoes, and then I'm just gonna get a nice good twist. And this, you just see this starts to act. I just twist this spoon here. You just see how much you really get out of there. A lot of the potato starch has settled onto the bottom of the bowl. We actually want to use that potato starch because it's going to help make a crispy latke. So if you pour out the water, you'll see that the potato starch has just settled. See that? White on the bottom? Perfect. Let's bring it together. We have 1 egg, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon of a coarse black pepper. We're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of flour. Optional here, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. It's optional. What that does is it creates air pockets inside of the latke. It makes for a little bit of a fluffier inside. Some people don't like to go that route. That's cool. That's up to you. Now I'm going to bring together the starch, the egg, the flour, the salt, the pepper, and the baking powder. And then into that, and we're just gonna fold this all together. And you see now all of our hard work, their squeezing, has paid off, because you see how that mixture is just nice and together. And you know what? Sometimes a spoon just doesn't get the job done. Sometimes you just gotta get your hands in there. You know what I mean? And that is a really, really nice mixture. So we have the oil, we have our potato mixture, and we have a cast iron skillet. Very important that our oil is at the right temperature to prevent greasy latkes. If the temperature is too low, it's gonna soak up a lot of oil, and we don't want that. So, sacrifice 1 shred of potato, and if the potato dances like a Maccabee celebrating the Festival of Lights, then, my friends, it is time to fry. So, roughly 2 tablespoons of potato mixture makes a good latke, and we're gonna drop them in kind of rounded, right into the oil, and you're gonna flatten it a little bit. Oh, that looks good. You see, look at all the great lacy edges you got, so that's gonna be extra crispy. It'll be nice and fluffy inside. I know these are gonna be really hot. That is such a great classic latke. Super crunchy on the outside, a little bit soft on the inside. Perfect. For many of us, latkes begin and end here with this classic. However, we're just getting started.